Mel,
Brandon.
back together.
Damn.
Episode 55.
55.
Yeah.
I can't drive 55.
I'm not a Chevrolet guy, but that's one of my favorite cars, the 55.
55 Chevy.
Pretty damn good looking car.
Oh, good looking car. Absolutely classic. 55, 56, 57. Absolutely beautiful. Especially when they put fender well headers on them and stuff like that.
All the cool hot rod gear stuff.
Oh my gosh. Leg pipes and fender well headers.
So, we want to follow up on election coming up, right? We got Tuesday, August 4th coming up, right?
Yeah. Local elections. Yeah, we got to follow up. We'll follow up on Jim Seibert. You know, we did that vlog about him, and boy, you got some negative feedback on that, baby.
You got a lot of positive feedback too.
He did.
I mean,
but I like the negative stuff. I kind of like what the negative things were actually about. They were him being ruthless. And
yeah, I thought some of that too was, you never know, right? But it seemed a lot to do with his ruthlessness, or what appears to be, right?
And there were several people that pulled their post down. They posted them and took them down.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, they didn't want to expose themselves, which, small town, that shit gets around, and they don't want Jim to find out about it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's peeking in on it. I'm sure he's peeking in on it.
And the guy is an ass. I mean, really, he's a pompous ass.
Yeah, and you guys for years didn't.
Oh, for years. We were on speaking terms for years.
Too much alike. You guys are both pompous assholes.
So. I'm a pompous asshole. He would like to be. He would like to be as pompous as me, but who doesn't? But one of the things about a pompous, if you want somebody on your side, that's who the hell you want.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting too, because some of the feedback he did receive, despite the good feedback, but the bad feedback, it is just about him being a good businessman. I mean, this guy did this or didn't do that, and it's all a function of being a good, solid businessman.
And he doesn't make bad business decisions. He did well. He started with a leg up, but he advanced from there. He did it, and the guy's a worker.
Yeah,
God, he's always on top. He's always got stuff going on. Always got stuff going on, and that's the kind of guy we wanted. We want to move her and shake her. We need a damn bobblehead. I mean, somebody get some stuff done. Like that damn Hackney Bridge. How long has that been out of service?
Yeah, the current county commissioners just keep kicking that can down the road, and it is literally the primary road to the landfill. And I just don't understand why. I understand it's somewhat money generated, but
money is cost, but we're still paying for it because everybody's going to go around it. So it's just harder on everybody if they don't fix it.
So,
but it's kind of responsibility. You can't just abandon the stuff because it's broken. You got to pony up and fix the damn thing.
So here we are talking about bridges, and I went to you missed the debate, but you said you watched it online.
Watched it, yeah.
And I say debate, it was like a little bitty class act forum between Gary Wilson and
Bob
Vegley. And while it just wasn't that good. I mean, the questions were mediocre at best, and some of the questions were completely irrelevant.
They were absolutely irrelevant.
But they both got some good showmanship time, and they both did fairly well. But what was interesting, Mel, is Bob Vegley, who's a current sitting city or county commissioner, he took credit for one of the questions was, what have you done while you were on? And he said, well, got that bridge fixed on East Chestnut,
which is
going over the Walnut, which he was absolutely adversarial about fixing, and he was part of the problem, not part of the solution. And Jim Seibert, who's not running against Bob Vegley, but is running against Alan Groom, Jim's the one that got that damn thing done. And I don't know. I was a little bit shocked to hear that come out of his mouth, honestly. And I like Bob, and I think Bob will, if he gets back in, he'll be just fine. And if Gary beats him, that'll be fine too.
And what the first thing out of their mouths was, we'll probably have to raise taxes. That's always the first thing out of everybody's mouth. They say, hey, let's evaluate the situation. There's other things we can do, and possibly keep the mill where it's at. But that's not what they do. They don't have that mindset. If there's a problem, throw money at it. And Jim's not like that, and that's why guys like that. He'll be a one-term guy, and when he steps on some toes, when he ruffles some feathers,
he doesn't care because he knows he ain't rerunning again.
And he's got an wherewithal to realize what's important and what's not important. And it used to be, well, if it's good for Jim, it's good for Jim. But now,
I do think Jim Mellon, honestly, over I've known him for more than a decade now, and I do think he's leveled out in terms of being me, and being more community focused, and that just comes with maturity and age. And
I'll tell you what swayed him, me and him realizing we were more alike than different was we'd been at odds for some time, and then he showed up at a big meeting that I was having this hoorah against the city about some stuff, and he defended me. He said, "You can't treat businessmen like that. You can't do that. These are assets of the community." And I said, "Man, that's recognizing him, and I recognize it too. We got to keep Ark City and Collie County thriving.
Yeah.
And the way you do it, you promote business. You don't scalp it."
Yeah, and I do want to bring up one thing, Mel. I know you're more bigger picture Cali guy, but we're both from Ark City, and most of our viewers, I believe, viewership is from Ark City, or hundreds of followers. But the thing is, folks, there's only 3 county commissioners right now. Okay, and that's the way it's been for a number of years. And I personally think it ought to be more than 3, but there's only 3. And so currently, you've got 2 guys that reside in Winfield that are sitting on there, Wayne Wilt and Alan Groom, and then you got Bob Vegley from Ark City. Well, Gary Wilson's running against Bob Vegley, so you're going to end up with an Ark City resident out of that. And if Jim Seibert was to win and beat Alan Groom, well, now the tables have turned a little bit. So now you've got, and the reason I say this is important, Mel, it's because it takes 2 commissioners to pass anything up there, 2 out of the 3. And so while county funds may go this way and this way, but if you just look at the preferential treatment from my perspective, that Winfield's a county seat, they got the fairgrounds, everything that revolves around Winfield, despite Ark City just kind of being, despite being bigger, having more jobs here, more people here. I feel like a lot of from the county's perspective, I feel like Winfield gets a little bit more preferential treatment.
It does. Their exposure is much bigger than ours. They've got 2 representatives. We have 1.
And so that is one value of electing Jim Seibert. Also, beyond then the tables have turned. You get 2 representatives in Ark City, and I don't know how much difference that actually make. By rights, it shouldn't, but it could, and it could be subjective. But
yeah, and I'm not so much about Winfield versus Ark City, but that's a very good point. That's a very correct point, because we are stepchildren. We're treated like that.
We are,
and maybe we deserve to be those. But hey, if I were going to pick between Jim Seibert and Alan Groom, I would pick Jim Seibert just because he's a better candidate. He's a better guy for the job. Outspoken, get it done guy, clear picture, does his homework, looks at things, looks at it from a doesn't have a little myopic view. He's got a big picture idea. He understands not only the ramifications, but the chances of unintended consequences if you don't do it.
So,
and this proactive crap that they've been saying all these years, that's baloney, not proactive.
So if you're a Republican, you got to get off your duff, not this coming Tuesday, right, Mel, but the following Tuesday, right? Tuesday, and get out and vote. Or you can go early vote at the
and I think
water treatment facility this week.
I think you got a 3-day vote window.
Yeah, something like that. So anyhow, get your butts out of the sofas and get down there and vote.
But whoever you vote for, vote. Take an interest. I mean, if you don't vote, you can't complain. And when you do go to vote, have a reference of what you're looking for. This is not a popularity contest. We've got to have somebody that gets stuff done. We've had enough of and I don't want to say good old boy, but
the term limit thing too is really important to me. I mean, I think Groom's been in there for 12 years now or something, and God dang it, guys, we've got to get some.
But the first thing on the mind is always raise taxes. It's always been that way, and they crowd in, and there's a lot of, Jim had a lot of good ideas on ways to save money. He talked about the way they're managing roads and how many different people are managing roads and all these things that could be streamlined and potentially done better.
No, we got to run. We got to shoot 56.
We do.
So, guys, appreciate you. Get out and vote. It's really important. It really is.
Hasta la vista, vaqueros benditos.
See you guys.